In this lesson, we will start using some procedural textures to add some variation to the entire body. So for this, I will create a new layer in the top that just for a preview, and I will add just a black color and keep the roughness how I have it in the other layers, right? So with this, I can preview the roughness in general in the character. So with this, I can go and fix the levels and everything from the roughness and preview it better in my material viewer. So for this, we'll create a new layer, a fill layer, and we will add a grunge map in the mask. And for this, we will use again the spots texture, procedural texture from Substance, that I think is super powerful because it allows you to control a lot. And as you see here, playing with the balance and the contrast, we will get some nice results for this. So for this, I will need to put this texture in triplanar projection, because if not, I'm getting a lot of that information. As you see here, we are getting the seams from the UV shells, so we don't want that. And so for this, in the mask, I will do a triplanar projection, and then working with the contrast, I want to get this like really contrasty, because we want to have these spots with a big difference between like areas of really rough and areas a bit more glossy. Because, for example, if you have a light next to you and you put your arm there and you see in the edge where you have the reflection, you will see that the glossiness of the skin is not all straight. You have a lot of mini imperfections. So that's why we are adding this spot. I like to add this spot mask to this to get this tiny imperfection. Don't go so crazy in terms of the small size, because we don't want this to get too noisy. But a scale like this, as you see here in screen, I think is quite decent for that, because it gives us it will give some nice glossy reflections when the light hits, but when you see it from the front, it's not going to make such a big difference. If you see in the chest there, we are getting some nice roughness variation, and I think that's what we are looking for. So as you see here, I keep switching from the roughness map to the material one to check how this is looking, and this is the power of Substance, right? Like to be able to preview this so quick and so straightforward. I think this is amazing. So again, now I'm doing some tests now with like the adjusting the levels and everything to see if I get a different result in terms of the texture. But eventually I will go back and remove what I'm doing now and come back and keep working on that procedural texture that we have. So as you see here I'm using an anchor point. I'm getting everything darker to see if this gives me a nicer result, but I'm not really happy with this, so I will go back here and adjust the levels to get a bit more of this nice look that we had before. But we are still getting like a big difference. In this case, we're getting a big difference between the head, so I will remove this, change this, and with a mask I will remove all the area of the head to get the head how it was before. So we don't want to modify a lot of the head. We will add some small details in the head, but we don't want to modify much from what we did in our previous course. Basically, what we want is to match the body to the head. So again, as I said before, we will modify this later to get like a nicer result in the final render, but with general levels. But for now, we want to match the head with the body.